Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope the week is going well. I know it's back to routine for many of you, if not all of us. Back to school. I think it's kind of like a little bit of a reset, which I love. Going to be completely honest. I thrive off routine, and I think most of us do. So I've got 3/4 questions today. One about creatine. I've been talking lots about creatine. The impact it has on kidneys. Is it hard on your kidneys? Also, my opinion on cold plunges and just a little bit of, I guess, scientific research on cold plunges. My thoughts on the supplements Berberine and Ashwagandha. So we are going to start with the creatine. This question was asked specifically. I've been taking creatine daily for the last 3 years. I think that's fantastic. I recently heard that creatine can be hard on the kidneys. Is this true? What signs or symptoms should I watch for? So this is the most studied supplement, is creatine. And if you have normal kidney function, you will not have, it's not shown to damage the kidneys. I'll just keep it super simple. If you have underlying kidney issues, then creatine supplementation could exacerbate those kidney issues. But for somebody who is quote unquote healthy, supplementing, especially women who are 35 plus, there's so many benefits to supplementing with creatine, even if you don't work out, which is not what I'm recommending, but 3 to 5 grams per day. Can be in your tea, can be in your coffee, can be in your water, in your smoothie. Doesn't matter what time of day, just be consistent with it. 3 to 5 grams is beneficial for healthy people. Now, signs or symptoms that could pinpoint kidney stress can be swelling in your ankles, feet, even around your eyes. Can be persistent fatigue, muscle weakness. It can be nausea, lack of appetite. Could also be foamy urine. Could be high blood pressure. Could be changes in urination. Now, I think the biggest thing too is if you get blood work and you see like high creatinine. I think I'm saying that right. Creatinine. I don't know how to say it. It is a byproduct of creatine. It does not mean that you have to stop taking creatine supplementation. I have high creatinine on my blood work. I've had it for many years. I have supplemented with creatine on and off. I haven't been as consistent as this client, but problems occur only if you have pre-existing kidney dysfunction or issues or disease, that sort of thing. So, of course, I'm not a doctor by any means, but this is something that's talked about a lot, and I don't see any harm with taking it long term. Like I said, especially when we reach that age of 35 and beyond. All right, let's roll to the next question. What is your opinion on cold plunges? They are the rage lately. So cold plunges, this is one thing. Studies on women just started like in the late 80s, early 90s. So a lot of data on everything from exercise to cold plunges to nutrition to fasting. It's based on men. We are not men. And so there's a lot more research coming out, thank God, just because in the past they didn't want to deal with women. We've got crazy hormones, we've got hormone fluctuations. The studies were too difficult. Male scientists just didn't want to dig into women's bodies. Like I said, thankfully that's changing, but like benefits of cold plunges, let me just pull that up here. Improved muscle recovery and soreness relief, improved circulation, mood and mental health. So it triggers like endorphins, norepinephrine, which may improve resilience, stress management. There is some, see, in this, I don't even know if this is based off female research or not. There's some research that suggests it supports stress hormone regulation and insulin sensitivity. That can be, of course, for men. It doesn't touch on female hormones. And it also can improve circulation. So it can improve skin, hair, nail health. Now, I've been doing a lot of studying these days, educating myself, taking courses on women, specifically ages 35 plus. I've been doing lots of reading from Dr. Stacy Sims. I'm not sure if you're aware of her, but she is a big proponent of course, studying women. She's very, very smart. And I recently listened to a podcast that she was a guest of, and she said cold plunges are just not great for women. They aren't, because we don't have the same response as men. Meaning we have more subcutaneous fat. So fat that is under the skin, and that impacts thermal regulation. So that impacts our body's ability to respond to temperature changes, whether that's cold or warm or hot. Now, when it comes to cold plunges specifically, we don't do well with them because it just adds another stressor to us, and we are very sensitive to stressors. Men can, and I'm going to change the subject a little bit, but fasting, for example. Men can fast. It will not have a significant impact on their metabolism, insulin regulation, cortisol, that sort of thing. Women, it's like a total no-go at all. We need to be eating because we'll just perceive it as more stress if we go fast for too long or don't eat breakfast, go too long between meals, so on and so forth. So same kind of thing for cold plunges is that we respond to it as a stressor, and we actually do best in temperatures of about 15 degrees. So if you want to do a quote unquote cold plunge, it's best to have your water about 15 degrees Celsius or 55 degrees Fahrenheit, because then you'll get the same benefits or impacts that men would get at that 0 to 4 degree where it's really freaking cold. So cold plunges are a no-go for women. You might be saying, yay, I'm not really missing out on cold plunges. Now, last two questions here about specific supplements. The first one being ashwagandha. This client said, I've been seeing them on the internet and wonder if they're safe to take. Now, I just want to preface this conversation with social media. These companies that are pushing out these supplements have millions, if not billions of dollars to spend on advertising. And the algorithm is going to push this stuff out. And I don't know if you've noticed, and of course I'm talking, so my phone's going to be listening to me and I'm probably going to get all these ads. But I'm not sure if you remember, I believe it was last year, maybe the fall, summer, liquid collagen was a huge thing. I had people asking me all about liquid collagen. I also had a lot of people asking me about hormone drops and that sort of thing. It's because companies it's for money. It's for dollars. They literally just push this stuff, and then it makes you wonder, oh, I have this symptom. I wonder if this is good for me. And I'm not bashing supplements whatsoever. They definitely have their time and place. I supplement with several things, but I also do the HTMA test, which is that sample of my hair. It tells me exactly what I am deficient in and what I specifically need. Not every supplement is beneficial for everybody. If your girlfriend is having amazing results off a supplement, doesn't necessarily mean that it is good for you. So just had to throw that out there. Now let's talk about ashwagandha. And this is for women like 35 plus when we're getting into perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. Definitely some benefits to taking ashwagandha. I actually have a bottle of it right on my desk here. I sometimes will take it if I'm feeling extra anxiety or stimulation. This is just a personal experience with ashwagandha. I cannot take this before I go to bed. Same thing with melatonin. I don't know what it is with me, but it almost has like a energizing component to it. Some people can take this before bed and it will absolutely improve their sleep. I am not one of those people. So again, take this information that I'm going to tell you with a grain of salt. Always talk to your GP or your trusted functional practitioner or whoever it is, so that you know how it can impact you. So ashwagandha specifically, it can help with stress and anxiety. It can help with hormone balance and perimenopause support. It could help, and I say perimenopause because it could help with mood swings, sleep disturbances, and irritability. It can support your thyroid. As women get older, and I notice this a lot more, we end up with more thyroid dysfunction. Typically due to stress, typically due to under eating, typically due to over exercising, not sleeping enough, not prioritizing self-care. Getting back to ashwagandha, in case you forgot what we were talking about, it can help with improving energy and helping with sleep. But like I just shared a few seconds ago, it can impact you differently. It can impact me differently. It can impact your husband differently. So we're all very different. It can also help with cognitive function. So if you deal with brain fog, and I kind of touched on that with the perimenopause spiel, if you're dealing with irritability or mood swings, brain fog, it can help with memory, focus, that sort of thing. Things to keep in mind with ashwagandha. Most studies have been done in that 300 to like 600 milligram a day. So this is a trusted brand, Pure Encapsulations. This is 500 milligrams. It is recommended to take one daily with or between meals. So basically kind of whenever you want, but like I just shared, I have to take it earlier in the day or I just find it does impact my sleep. Now let's talk about berberine. This is actually a pretty helpful supplement when you have something like PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Typically, you have higher androgens, so you have more testosterone, something called DHEA possibly, some hormone imbalances. But same thing as ashwagandha, it can be helpful to just the general public as well. I will always recommend it to clients who do have PCOS because it does help to balance your blood sugar and it helps with insulin sensitivity. If you're noticing shifts in midlife, 35 plus to, I think they say it's like 65 is midlife, 35 to 65. If you're noticing changes in how your body handles carbs, or maybe you're noticing a little bit more belly fat, berberine can be beneficial. I personally don't take it. I haven't found a need to take it just yet, just because there's so many supplements out there. You have to be, I think, picky and choosy as to what you take. It can also help with metabolism. It can help with weight management because it can help reduce abdominal fat, and of course, like, does it actually do that? Or is it a combination of all of the other habits and you being in a caloric deficit and eating well? As I mentioned earlier, it can help with hormone balance. It is shown to lower testosterone. It's shown to improve ovulation in women with PCOS, which they often have issues with. If you've ever dealt with PCOS, you can go months without a period. Your cycle is like completely wacky. Sometimes you ovulate, sometimes you don't. Your follicular phase can be totally crazy. So can your luteal phase. So yeah, it can help to make your cycles more regular if you do struggle with that. It also has been proven to help with gut health and inflammation. It has antimicrobial properties and prebiotic properties, and it's been shown to reduce inflammation. So joint health, skin, long-term disease prevention. So there's definitely lots of so-called benefits on berberine. Again, things to keep in mind. It's best taken with meals just because the biggest impact that it does have is blood sugar stability and or insulin sensitivity. 500 milligrams is the recommended dose 2 to 3 times a day. Again, like, I am not a doctor, so I can't prescribe anything. I can definitely recommend, but it's always best to speak to your general practitioner or GP about taking any supplements because it can have effects. It can interact with medications, thyroid medications, blood pressure medications. It can cause mild digestive upsets as well. So again, it's not for everybody, and I always recommend you do your research, and that's why I appreciate people asking me these questions so that I can obviously get the word out, because I know it's so easy to get caught up on buying supplements and then ending up with like what I call a supplement graveyard in your pantry or wherever you keep your supplements, and you don't even know if it's actually working or if you should be taking it or if it's counteracting with something else. So I will leave you with that. Any other questions, please send them my way, and I'll be back next week. Enjoy the rest of your day.